Emotions are running high as the close of Canadian Nationals is looming near. Only 2 more days until all the winners have been crowned and robed in roses. Sport horse and hand classes started today too, and we asked one exhibitor, Bob Bennett, how he prepares for the class.
We're here with Bob Bennett, and he's about to show in the sport horse in hand class with a mare or a stallion? With a stallion, and he's going to show us what his get pumped warm-up routine is for sport horse in hand.
I've been inspired by the Olympics, so you just kind of roll your shoulders a little bit, and then you just do a lot of shaking. All right, then you're ready.
Thanks, Bob, for that useful tip. One rider, Marin, about missed out on her chance at the roses when her mount was no longer available, but due to a good Samaritan stalled next to them, Marin was able to compete on another horse and win the class.
I'm Lisa Munson with Munson Performance Horses from Canby, Oregon.
And I'm Marin, and I'm 11, and I show with Lisa Munson in Canby, Oregon, and I live in Spokane, Washington.
And I'm Lisa Garrison, and I have the pleasure of owning Jesse James, and I'm from Newcastle, California. The horse that Marin was originally scheduled to ride wasn't available, so we found Tammy McDonald, who is Jesse's trainer, and he was volunteered to fill in, and so Lisa was very generous, and Marin got to ride him once before a class, and he just worked out really well.
So what went through your head, Marin, taking your horse you only rode once before?
I was very nervous before my class. When I get nervous, I have the hiccups, and then I kind of stopped, and then when I went in and I announced my name, at the end, I was crying a lot. So I was so happy.
Yeah. So he was good for you?
Yeah, he's a good boy. This is my first nationals ever.
He went unanimous side saddle also yesterday, as well as taking care of Marin. And then he has 3 more classes. He also has a top 10 from the show in Cafe of Western Pleasure, and he has 3 more classes still to go. And I would like to encourage other owners to make horses available to young people.
While at Canadian Nationals, we are handing out issue 3 of our Modern Arabian Horse magazine. Starting on page 58 is an article on showmanship and some great tips on improving your skills. We caught up with him to ask a little bit about the article, how the show is going for him, and any tips he could give us about showmanship.
My name is Ian Sage. We're from Marysville, Washington, and we show with Silver Aspen Ranch out of Auburn, Washington, and Lorraine Fletcher Powell and Cheryl Fletcher, and with Skylar Powell. Well, the showmanship here at the Canadian Nationals is new to the Canadian National Horse Show. It's only been in for 3 years now. We did not show the first year. We showed last year and won it. And it was 25 horses. I believe it was the largest in-hand class of the whole show. This year, there were 30 entered in it, or 28 entered and 30 ended up showing in it. And it was, I believe, the largest in-hand class again at Canadian Nationals. And we won it again this year. So that's back-to-back national champion in showmanship. Some of the things I think to look for when you're doing showmanship is your appearance, that you are sharp, that you are crisp, that when you do your pattern, it flows, that doesn't jump like an old movie that's skipping on the reel, that everything kind of ties together, and that you just present your horse as you're proud and you want to show off your horse in showmanship, and that the combination between the handler and the horse just looks like it's kind of poetry in motion. I think some of the myths is people believe it's still a halter class, but it really isn't a halter class. It's not important to have your horse's ears. It's not important to have your horse stick its neck up and show off, because it's on your ability to handle your horse. Be able to set its feet, be able to keep it standing, it doesn't lose its attention, and that you're presenting the horse as part of your prop. Basically, you are there showing how your equitation is, but yet your horse is also listening to you and following your commands. We've always shown horses. We've done halter, western, we pretty much have done it all. But I think it came out as because the kids would do it, and at age 18, they were done, and there was nothing for them to do again. And so it's like, okay, let's start it as an adult class. And when it came out, it's like, that's kind of a fun class to do, because for as adults, we didn't have any equitation classes. There was no reining seat equitation. There was no hunt seat equitation. There was no reining seat western seat equitation. So it kind of like, you know, here's a chance for the adults to come out there and kind of compete more as an equitation on your ability to handle your horse and to look the part and look like you know what you're doing and show off. What's nice about it is it's a different venue for your horse to do. It's a different view from the horse to get in the arena, to be able to go in and walk in the arena instead of having to be trotted in or trotted into the arena and ridden. The horse gets to do something different. You get to do something a little different with your horse, and it demonstrates your ability to communicate with your horse. If you can't communicate with your horse on the ground, how are you going to communicate with your horse when you're on their back? So if you're a rider and you've never shown showmanship, look at it as the ability to learn to connect with your horse and maybe start making some communication that you're not doing now. It's a very good introductory into showing a horse. I mean, in the days gone by, halter was an introductory class for some people. They take the horse, just go show halter. We have a son who doesn't like to ride, has never really felt comfortable riding, but he loves showmanship because he could go out and run the horse and he'd do halter also. So it's for people that maybe they don't think they can ride, or they think that, you know what, I've got a physical, something that stops me from riding, or I just don't feel comfortable on a horse. There's nothing leading a horse. It's not a high energy class in the sense that you're not having to run a lot. You're not having to have the horse trot a lot. I mean, you've got patterns to do. You have to think a little bit, but it's not like you're going to be running all the way around the arena.
Our first Total Arabian Interaction Learning Tour started today at 6 p.m. We had a large group show up for the tour. They were given VIP treatment to the horse show and even had the chance to meet a real Arabian horse. Thank you to everyone that participated. It was a fun educational time. We have more tours throughout the show, so make sure to check the dates and times out on the Canadian Nationals webpage. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.